Hello and welcome. Before we begin, know this. This story is not just for motivation. It is also here to help you improve your English listening skills. So listen carefully, not just with your ears, but with your mind. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself a difficult question? Who could I have become if I had been a little braver? If I had started earlier? If I had stopped waiting for the right time? Most people don't fail because they are weak. They fail quietly and by choosing comfort over growth and safety over truth. This is a story about a life that was never lived, not because it was impossible, but because it was postponed. As you listen, you may recognize moments from your own life, and that is not an accident. Take a deep breath. Slow down your thoughts. This story might change the way you see your time, your choices, and yourself. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The First Dream. There was a time when everything felt possible. Not because life was easy, but because the future felt wide open. As a child, and later as a young person, dreams came naturally. They didn't need permission. They didn't need proof. You imagined a different version of yourself. Stronger, braver, more alive. You believed that one day you would do something meaningful, something that mattered. Back then, time moved slowly. A year felt long, a decade felt endless. You told yourself, I have time. I'll start later. One day. And those words felt harmless. No one warned you that one day is a dangerous place. A place where dreams go to wait and quietly fade. In those early years, failure did not scare you. Judgment did not matter. You hadn't learned fear yet. You were curious. You asked questions. You wanted more from life, even if you didn't know exactly what more meant. This was the beginning, not of success, but of possibility. A fragile, beautiful moment when the life you could have lived was still right in front of you. Chapter 2. The First Fear. Fear doesn't arrive all at once. It comes quietly, disguised as reason. The first real opportunity appears. Not a dream, a chance. And with it comes a voice inside your head. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What will people think? For the first time, you hesitate. Not because you don't want it, but because you suddenly care too much. You start measuring yourself against others. Comparing progress, counting mistakes before they even happen. The world no longer feels open. It feels watchful. You tell yourself you're being smart, careful, responsible. But deep down, you know the truth. This isn't wisdom. It's fear learning how to speak. So you delay. You wait. You promise yourself you'll try later. When you're more ready, more confident, more prepared. But readiness never arrives. Fear grows stronger when it is obeyed. And the more you listen to it, the quieter your dreams become. This is the moment many lives change direction. Not with a loud failure, but with a silent step backward. And once you step back, it becomes easier to do it again. Chapter 3. The Comfort Trap. Comfort never feels like a mistake. At first it feels like relief. You choose the safe option, the familiar path. Nothing is wrong, but nothing is truly right either. Life becomes predictable. Days begin to repeat themselves. You wake up, do what is expected, and go to sleep tired. Not from effort, but from routine. Your dreams don't disappear. They change form. They become jokes you tell yourself. Ideas you never finish. Thoughts that visit you late at night and leave by morning. You say, at least I'm stable. At least I'm not failing. But deep inside, something feels off. You are busy but not fulfilled. Occupied but not growing. Comfort doesn't destroy dreams. It slowly replaces them, and the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to imagine leaving. This is the trap. Not pain, not struggle, but a life that feels just acceptable enough to keep you from changing. Chapter 4. The Silent Regret. Regret doesn't scream. It whispers. It appears in quiet moments. When the world slows down and there is nowhere left to run. At night, when distractions fade, regret asks simple questions. What if you had tried? What if you hadn't waited so long? There are no accusations, no anger, just memories of chances that once stood right in front of you. You begin to realize something painful. The cost wasn't failure. The cost was never knowing who you could have become. People around you seem to move forward. Some succeed, some fail, and grow. And you remain unchanged. Time keeps moving, even when you don't. Regret grows heavier with every year, not because life was cruel, but because you were kind to everyone except yourself. This is the stage where many people accept their lives, not because they are happy, but because they are tired. And regret stays silent, waiting. Chapter 5. The Mirror Moment. One ordinary day, something feels different. Nothing dramatic happens, no crisis, no disaster, just a moment. You stand in front of a mirror, and for the first time, you really look. Not at your face, but at your life. The question comes without warning. Is this who I wanted to become? There is no anger in the reflection, only honesty. You see the years you traded for comfort, the risks you avoided, the dreams you kept postponing. And suddenly, the truth becomes clear. You didn't lose your way overnight. You walked away from it one small decision at a time. This moment hurts, not because it's hopeless, but because it's real. And reality leaves you with only two choices. Look away, or finally face yourself. Chapter 6. The Choice. The hardest truth is this. You still have time, but not as much as you think. Standing there, you understand something clearly. Change will hurt. It will demand effort. It will cost comfort. But staying the same has a price too. And that price is regret. For the first time, you stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I don't try? The future no longer feels distant. It feels personal. So you make a small decision, not a dramatic promise, not a perfect plan, just one honest step forward. You choose action over waiting, progress over excuses, growth over fear. This is where the life you could have lived stops being a memory and starts becoming a possibility again. The choice is never easy, but it is always yours. One day you will meet the person you could have been. Not in the past, not in a dream, but in a quiet moment, and when you finally stop running. That future version of you is not angry, not disappointed, just waiting, waiting for you to begin. Remember this, you don't need a perfect plan. You don't need permission. You don't need to be fearless. You only need to move. Even slowly, even imperfectly, because time will pass anyway. And the life you could have lived is not gone. It is still ahead of you, quietly asking what you will choose next. If this story made you pause, if it made you reflect, or if it helped you practice your English while thinking deeper, take the next small step. Subscribe to the channel, stay with us, and keep choosing growth over comfort. Your story isn't over, it's just beginning.